Walk us through, if you were explaining the app to a layman, where would you start?
Well, I would start with some of the challenges that are faced by many African countries in the areas of security, especially getting law enforcement to attend to certain situations that occur. The core of our application is to actually complement law enforcement efforts. We use location services to actually help law enforcement and also help those around you locate you in times of distress. The solution is actually built around already existing infrastructure, which is your mobile phone. Fortunately, the phones are getting smarter, cheaper, and a lot more accurate when it comes to location services. Our solution uses that platform to actually alert your circles, that's people you tag on the app, to situations that occur or distress when you're in distress. However, we also record those incidents. We track you from location A to B, depending on where it occurs. We do also have offline features. So in a nutshell, it's the app actually helps you keep track of incidences that occur, that happen to either friends and family.
Gabra, this is quite interesting stuff, but aren't you in the wrong country? I mean, Rwanda is the second safest country on Africa, on the African continent. It's the 11th safest country globally. Aren't you in the wrong space here? Maybe you should take this to another country, maybe.
Well, the solution is not just for Rwanda. We're actually looking at the whole of Africa. I believe that if you know better, you get to do better. You don't wait for these situations to occur before you take certain actions. It's a very simple solution that I feel, even in areas that you consider are very safe, most of the time we need our friends and family to even know certain situations we're in. Most times we find out after the fact. So in this instance, you're able to talk to or get this information out to 5 people instantly that know where you are and can also talk to law enforcement. So it's not just for countries that have security issues, but even for places like Rwanda that is pretty much safe. It's something that comes in very handy. It's not only security we deal with. We also have a solution in there that allows you to follow, to track people when you want them to. Locations that you cannot describe, you could also use it for that.
Gabra, this is quite interesting because you're towing a very, very thin line here. When you start saying it allows you to follow people, to track people, of course you know where I'm going with this. Where do you draw the line? Because this is how you start, and before you know it, you're a fully fledged stalker with a capital S.
Well, fortunately, we've applied security to the highest level. We have software encryptions that you can only permit. We can't even see where you are. You can only grant access to whoever you want. It's the same situation where you want to share your location with an Uber driver. It's only when you do that the driver gets to see it. So it's basically the same thing. But I think the bigger concern here is, how do we use these everyday devices to actually save lives and property? You find out that we have all these solutions out there, but do we really use them for the betterment of humankind? And we are trying to get back to the basics. Our company is focusing on using these devices to actually impact in lives.